Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at the ZT562CF Hinderer. So this one was suggested to me by somebody that had watched my videos and posted on the channel in the comments to check it out, take a look at it. So while this is normally a little bit more than I like spending on knives these days, especially just to test them out and move on to another one, the price tag on this one came out to right around $350 after sales and shipping and all that. But I got it from Blade HQ, so it's a online, well-known, reputable dealer of authentic knives. This one even came with its, serial number here on the blade. So I have no doubt whatsoever that this is an authentic ZT. I have owned Sinkovich and a Kin Onion design before, both authentic. I ended up selling those a long time ago. I typically buy things, get bored with them after a few years, sell them, and try something new. And this one, I've been moving away from spending that kind of money on knives, but it's kind of hard to not want to when somebody suggests them, especially when you guys are watching these videos. So we'll just jump right into this one here. This is, again, the ZT562CF. I mean, right off the bat, it's very aesthetically pleasing. I love the way this looks. It's got the drop point here. You got a nice little belly right here on the blade. Your bevels on here are super clean, tight, in order. It doesn't look like this was done quick in a hurry. Of course, it's a ZT. It's a high-end knife. They're gonna put the time and effort into it. You got the titanium plate on this one, really solid, really thick. That carbon fiber looks super clean. I love that mute flat color that's pretty much on everything here in the handles. But aesthetically, this is a very nice, beefy looking knife. So, and that gets that gets a point in the plus for me on aesthetics. So, and next point, after aesthetics, I always look at his weight. And I mean, this thing I feel like is weighted perfectly, right? I'll say other knives, I don't have a problem with them. They're not too light, they're not too heavy, but I feel like this one is got a perfect weight to it. For me, at least. It might be heavy for other people, it might be light for other people, but this one, I mean, it feels really good holding it, moving it around. The weight of it is a good weight, right? So comfortability too. We'll just, I mean, the way those finger grooves here are cut into the plates, I mean, fits my hand perfectly. That's not going anywhere. And I might throw the word around perfectly a lot, but I mean, there's a lot of points on these knives that I test that I just feel like really work for me. This one, I would expect nothing less from a ZT, but this one just gets right in there. My fingers got a place. I'm not looking for any spot for them to sit comfortably. I'm not getting caught up on the nodules here. It just goes right in there and fits, no questions. It's in there, it's not moving. Very nice knife. Now, one thing I'm not a big fan of is the bottom releases here, because if I'm working and I'm doing something, I only got the one hand, and say I a little bit preoccupied doing one thing, and I go to drop this down and don't get my hand out of the way. I have been cut before. I've got scars all over my hands from working with knives while I'm holding stuff up, or I'm trying to screen in exclusion work and I need to jam a knife in there and pry a piece of old rotten wood out or something and close it up while I'm in an attic or underneath the house. So I'm not the biggest fan of these bottom release bars here, but I mean, at the same time, it's a very, very proven functionality of these knives. It's something you're going to get with most of them, so I'll just have to be a little bit more careful myself on there. And of course, how well it's made, the sturdiness of it. This thing's solid like a rock. No wiggle, no jiggling, no rattling sounds. It's got the spring assist. It's super smooth. Like there's no catch up, there's no hang up. From full close to full open, functionality is great, right? So this knife coming out of the gates, as I would expect for a ZT, is hitting high marks on all of them. The next one I want to check is essentially, obviously and clearly, how sharp the blade comes right out of the box. So I mean, like nothing Well, I jacked that one up. That's user error. That's not the blade, but get a better grip on it, it'd probably do well. I mean, just knife through butter on that paper, again, as I would expect with the ZT. So right out of the box, which comes like looking like this, is pretty much how all the boxes for all the ZTs I've seen look. You know, they also come with the manual, knife care, sharpening, you know, the standard. It came wrapped in the little plastic bubbles here inside the box. But yeah, right out of the gate, as I would expect, I'm giving this a 9 out of 10, and it's not getting a 10 out of 10, and it's my own personal faulting on this. It's just because of this right here, and how I know I'm probably going to be cutting myself right in the middle of a job or something using this one, because they are sharp, and you know, one should never use a knife when one is obviously preoccupied visually, physically with something else. But I do it often when I'm working, so that's not the knife's fault. But my own personal rating, I would have loved to have seen like a back release here, but it is what it is. This is a very well made knife, from a very reputable knife company that so far in my life I've had no problems with whatsoever. So if you're looking at getting one of these right out of the box, I wish I didn't have to pay right around $350 for it, but given the knife market and the way these things usually go, I guess you could say that's a fair value for a knife like this by a company like ZT. So I'll give it a few weeks here, and I'm pretty sure since I've used ZTs before, I know the way I'm going to end up rating this and liking it. But I have never used a ZT directly in the field like I use my other knives. So I'm going to use this knife just like I use my other knives, the clones, the trash knives, and I'm going to hopefully not damage it. But if I do any damages to it when I use it the way I'm going to use it, it'll be a good learning point, and maybe you guys might be able to see what happens to it using it day to day for work, and it might either tell you if you want to spend the money on one or not. So keep a lookout over the next couple weeks for the follow-up video for the ZT 562CF Hinderer. If you guys are watching this for the first time and you like what I'm doing, I'd appreciate hitting that subscribe button there, you know, like every other YouTuber appreciates. Shoot me some comments if you guys have any other knives you're interested in. I got another viewer who'd asked about mossy oak, I think it was, and I've got a mossy oak on order. Those are not high-end knives, but I'm gonna try anything. I've got a handful more clone knives from Wish. I still have people asking me about those. I've got a couple really low-end just basic pocket folders from like Smith & Wesson and Winchester and stuff like that I'm going to be running through. So if you have any suggestions, if anything pops up that you think you might want to take a look at and buy, just shoot it over in a message and I'll see about picking it up for the video. Anyways, thanks for watching.